Hello everypony, welcome to my Q&A. Sorry, this took a while, but it's because you guys asked me over 300 questions. And because of that, this might be split up into more than 3 videos. Also, I've been busy preparing stuff for BronyCon. More information on that later. If you do not see your question up here, it's either because it's been repeated a lot or it's been answered in previous Q&A. Honestly, it's like you guys don't even listen to me. So, what's the first question? How old are you? 20. Hard to believe, huh?
Do you have any siblings?
I have one brother. He is 16.
Do you believe in God, or do you prefer no religion?
Ooh, a sensitive question there. Well, I have no shame. Just please, people, be respectful of my opinion. I was actually raised Roman Catholic, but as a religious studies minor and a writer, I'm required to keep an open mind about these things. I actually think that, to some extent, all religions are true. And it can actually be kind of helpful in a way that'll give people hope and inspire them to do the right thing. It only becomes a problem when it gets out of hand and people start doing bad things like killing in the name of their religion, which is just hypocritical. It's people like that give their religion, even Catholicism, a bad name. But who knows? Maybe we're all worshipping the same God, or gods. You never know.
Who is your boyfriend? If you don't have a boyfriend, then what do you look for in a man?
What makes you think I like men? Actually, I'm a biromantic asexual. Meaning I like men and women romantically, but not sexually. There is a difference. If you're confused, look it up. Though to answer your question, no, I have never had a boyfriend or girlfriend. I know. How is it the romance writer has never been on a date? I don't know, I've just never been in a situation of mutual attraction. As for what I look for in a partner, well, I want someone who's nice. I mean, come on. Don't want a mean person. Someone who's sweet, caring, is funny, and even if they don't like the things I like, they'd at least respect my interests and opinions. And we should have a few things in common, otherwise we'd have nothing to talk about. And this is not a requirement, but I tend to like people with a killer singing voice.
If you have to pick one book, what would you pick? Percy Jackson or Harry Potter?
Well, considering I've only read Percy Jackson, then Percy Jackson. Sorry, I've watched the Harry Potter movies, but I haven't gotten around to reading the books. Don't hate me.
Do you like cookies?
Especially chocolate chip.
Do you like Five Nights at Freddy's?
Never played it, and I don't want to.
If the donuts are eating papayas on a Thursday, what is the square root of 3?
A trick question! Donuts only eat papayas on Tuesday, so the square root of 3 does not exist! Seriously, who wrote this?
Do you enjoy comic books?
Sure, who doesn't? I've read almost all of the My Little Pony comics, but my favorite comic series is the Archie comics. They're always nice to read when I've had a hard day, and they're hilarious.
What are your favorite Percy Jackson ships?
Well, the obvious one is Percy and Annabeth. They just make such a cute couple even though they are total opposite. I also like Piper and Jason, though I think it's mostly that I like Piper. She is such a strong character. And this one really surprised me, though I ship it like FedEx. Nico D'Angelo and Will Solace. Yes! Thank you, Rick Riordan.
Who's your favorite YouTuber?
I guess Dagayamar. And I'm not just saying that because I'm working with him on a project. But yeah, his channel was what inspired me to create PMVs. With his My Little Disney series, I've wanted to do stuff like that too.
What's your favorite cartoon other than My Little Pony?
Well, I have a lot of favorite cartoons, but current cartoons? Well, I guess it's not current anymore because it just ended. Phineas and Ferb, one of the most bizarre shows ever, and yet so ridiculously hilarious.
Have you seen a show called Avatar: The Last Airbender? If yes, what do you think of it?
I've seen a couple episodes, but I didn't really get into it. Who is your favorite villain out of any media you've seen? You mean, of all time? Huh, that's a hard one. I don't know.
Are you a fan of Kingdom Hearts?
No, not really.
What are your top 3 favorite Barbie movies?
That would be, I think, Barbie in the Nutcracker, Barbie as the Princess and the Pauper, and Barbie as the Island Princess.
Do you like any fandom besides My Little Pony or Hasbro-related? If so, what?
While I do watch a lot of shows and read a lot of books, I don't know if there's a fandom I'm really into. For a while, I was obsessed with the movie Megamind, and I guess Phineas and Ferb counts, and Percy Jackson. Have you ever played any video games? Would I be human if I haven't? I play a lot of The Sims, and I used to be totally addicted to this online game called Wizard 101. And when I was younger, I would play on my brother's PlayStation.
Which do you like better, the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
The 90s, of course, because that's when all the best cartoons and movies came out. The 90s was awesome. Why can't it be like that now? If you could be born in any other decade, which would you choose and why? I think the 1960s, because that's when all the change was happening. The civil rights movements, the women's rights movements, and I get to experience all those awesome 1960s cartoons for the first time. But then again, I'd have to live through stuff like the Vietnam War and the 1980s. Ugh.
If you were trapped on the moon for 1,000 years and you could eat only one type of food, what would it be?
This is a trick question, I know, because there's not one type of food you can survive on. How about an instant meal containing all the necessary nutrients?
Want to come to Las Vegas to play some slot machines, poker, drink some alcohol, and have a tour around the state?
I'm not old enough to drink. I don't play poker. I don't trust myself around slot machines. I used to rob the machines at Chuck E. Cheese's. And I really don't want to go to Las Vegas.
If you were a donut, what flavor would you want to be? Why?
Coconut with hot sauce. Because then no one would want to eat me. Do you watch Steven Universe? I've never watched it, but I have heard some good things about it. I'm just not sure if it's something I want to get into right now.
Are you a fan of Star Wars?
No, I never really watched the movies. Tacos or hamburgers? Hamburgers, they're softer than tacos. What's your favorite adult TV show? Favorite? I'm not sure. Friends, Big Bang Theory, Grimm, Once Upon a Time? I guess Once Upon a Time. That sort of counts as an adult TV show, right?
Did you ever like Sonic the Hedgehog?
Sure, I used to play some of the video games, and I watched the old cartoon series, which was really great. And I've read some of the old comics.
What was your most awkward moment?
Yeah, I don't know. I've had a lot of awkward moments. I can't think of a really big one at the moment. What great quote would you like to share? Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. Dr. Seuss.
What is the secret to a happy life?
You're gonna hate me for this. Friendship! Seriously, if you have really great friends who stick by you all the time, then you can accomplish anything. Or if you can't accomplish anything, then you'll at least feel great. If you could play the part of anyone in a musical, who would you be? My dream role is to play Belle in Beauty and the Beast. Because I guess she's my spirit animal. In high school, I would be the girl who'd read all the time and would not get into guys just because they look good. Actually, a lot of them really didn't look good anyway. And you guys know how much I love Beauty and the Beast.
Do you have a favorite ship that is not to do with My Little Pony?
Well, you've heard some of my Percy Jackson ships. No, other than My Little Pony, Well, this is because I've been rewatching the Justice League lately, but Wonder Woman and Batman. And also Hawkgirl and Green Lantern. If you watch that series, you'd understand.
Have you seen these movies? The Dark Crystal, The Never-Ending Story, and The Labyrinth?
I have not seen The Dark Crystal, but I have seen The Never-Ending Story. I kind of liked it as a kid, though I haven't seen it in a while. I don't really remember much, to be honest. And I have seen The Labyrinth. It was okay. I felt like it could have had a stronger, more developed heroine. And, don't hate me for this. I really don't know what the fuss with David Bowie's about.
Did you ever attend any conventions other than brony-related ones?
Nope. Never had a reason to.
Is Susan Egan one of your favorite voice actresses?
I guess so. I mean, I do like Megara, and she did do a wonderful job in The Beauty and the Beast on Broadway. If you had to choose to have Pegasus from Hercules or Pascal from Tangled, who would you choose?
Pegasus.
Because he can fly, and then I can fly.
Do you have Wattpad?
Yes, but only to prevent others from copying my work on a Wattpad. You know who you are. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones? No, that kind of stuff's not really my taste.
Any pets?
I have a 3-legged cat, his name is Larry, and a husky dog whose name is Chibi, though he's more my brother's dog.
Do you prefer new Disney films like Frozen and Tangled, or the classics like The Little Mermaid and Aladdin?
The classics, because they have the richest music and animation in them. And if you're talking about the 90s Disney, those were especially the best. Because most of them had Alan Menken songs, and he's the best composer ever.
Do you read manga?
No.
What's your favorite DreamWorks movie?
That would be Megamind, because that got me crazy. Not just the superhero stuff, but the romance between Megamind and Roxanne was so cute and beautiful. And it was funny, but also had some great drama.
What are you studying in college?
I'm an English major with emphasis in creative writing, with minors in theater and religious studies.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No? Who's writing this stuff? Which animated movie do you personally think is the most underrated? I think that would be Disney's Oliver and Company. It was put on the Clever Movies list as one of the worst Disney movies ever. But I'm like, what? Out of all the 80s movies, excluding The Little Mermaid, Oliver and Company was a gem. It was very sweet, the music was great, Billy Joel's awesome, and very heartwarming. People should really check out that movie. It's great.
Do you like Baymax from Big Hero 6?
What's not to like about him? That guy's adorable.
How did you get so many subscribers?
I don't know. Why are you so cool? Oh, shucks.
Why are you so awesome?
Will
you be my senpai?
You guys are really starting to creep me out.
Do you like pie?
Who doesn't?
Do you know Spanish?
No. So stop inviting me to Spanish-speaking events. I don't speak Spanish. And stop commenting in Spanish, because I have no idea what you guys are saying.
Can you say
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Do you like Pixar? What kind of Disney fan would I be if I didn't like Pixar? Have you ever watched Ninja Turtles? And if so, what do you think of it? I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Though it depends on which Ninja Turtles you're talking about. The 80s cartoon, the 90s movies, the recent cartoon, which is actually really good. The early 2000s cartoons, I've watched some of those too. Oh, I hope you're not talking about the latest movie. Oh, please. I don't even want to watch that because I don't know what they did to the turtles, but they look mean and monstrous, and I think that kind of ruins the point of them. They're supposed to be goofy and fun-loving, while, also fighting off ninjas and occasionally having dramatic moments.
Ever watched a show called Gravity Falls?
I love it. I was kind of skeptical about it at first, but then I watched the pony-fied version. Thank you, Dagayamar! And I thought I'd check it out. It's a very strange show, and the animation is a little weird, but it's oddly compelling and funny. Also, the last episode What a cliffhanger.
If you could live in any TV show, game, etc.'s world, which one would you live in?
I thought it was obvious. Equestria.
When you were young and somebody asked you what you wanted to be when you were older, what did you say?
Depends on what age. Let's see. I went from astronaut to ballerina to doctor to writer. And that's when I was 11.
What is your favorite non-Disney musical and why?
I think that would be Legally Blonde. Because that's the first professional musical I went to see. I saw it with my mother for Christmas, and it was just amazing. I mean, I'd already seen the Legally Blonde movie, and I thought, why didn't they make a musical out of it? But the songs, oh my goodness, and just, I can't even.
Thoughts on Sailor Moon?
Never watched it or read it. Is it both?
Have you ever been in Europe? And if you have, where have you been? And what part of Europe is your favorite?
Actually, and this might surprise you, I've lived in Europe most of my life. We moved around a lot. Let's see. England, Greece, Scotland, Poland, Romania, Austria, Germany, Czech Republic, though that was just a stop. I did do a stop flight in Amsterdam. Russia, Italy, France, Spain, Ireland, and that's all I remember at the top of my head. Now, my favorites. Now that's a little hard. I think one of my personal favorites was Greece, because I went there in October and it was nice and sunny and warm. Okay, there were riots breaking out, but hey, what can you do? And they had really good food. And of course, a lot of the sights are awesome. Even though we hiked up to the Acropolis 3 times and didn't go in until the 3rd time, they did have a nice donut stand with frozen lemonade.
What is your favorite kind of music and chips or food?
My favorite kind of music? Definitely show music. You know, Broadway tunes and movie tunes. My favorite chips or food? Well, I told you my favorite food is peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. My favorite chips? Lay's Original.
Do you like plays?
I'm a theater minor. It's kind of a requirement to like plays. What do you think you want to do in the near future? What businesses do you want to get into? If you want to be an author, what types of books would you write? Well, I just started working at a childcare center as a summer job. And I have been thinking maybe after college I could try getting an online teaching degree for early childhood. Well, it would be something for me to do on getting the whole writing thing off the ground. As for what types of books I want to write, well, I like to experiment. Most of the things I come up with are romance and fantasy. But I have ideas for science fiction and horror. I don't think I want to do historical fiction though, because too much research.
What is your favorite pie?
Lemon meringue. No, key lime. No, pumpkin. Apple. I don't know.
Do you celebrate Pie Day? If so, how do you celebrate Pie Day?
I celebrate it by singing happy birthday to my dad, because March 14th is his birthday.
Do you watch any Let's Plays?
Only when I'm bored. I did recently watch a Let's Play of the Haunted Mansion video game, out of curiosity.
Are you into any abridged series?
No.
Do you like dolphins?
What's not to like about them? They're so cute.
Do you know much about Inside Out? Are you excited for it?
Very excited. I think it's going to be one of the best Pixar movies I've seen in a while.
Have you ever heard of Homestuck?
Heard of it, never watched it, played it, read it? I'm not sure what it is.